Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I don't think that there are a lot of people who like to be ordered to do things, uh, sometimes against their own convictions or desires and opinions or values. So, especially ordered to do things by a circumstance or an individual who you might consider not as good as you, to put it mildly. I don't want to use the words better or superior or something like that, but you know what I mean. So let's say you have a boss and he's dumb as a rock and he's your boss and he's going to order you around, and you realize that his directives are stupid, but you have to do it nevertheless. And you know that you're going to lose money, he's going to lose money, and probably you're going to lose your job because the project is going to fail. And who's going to be blamed? You. So first, and then him. So then, if it gets to that, to him or her. All right. So this one thing, one thing that most people don't like. The other thing is we don't like to be shamed, morally shamed, or that's this tactic of guilt building and shaming someone into doing it. So, I call you immoral if you don't, I don't know, go and rob a bank. Or I call you a bad person if you don't help me jump that old lady to get her purse. Or things like this, and shaming you. And if you are dumb enough, you're going to cave in, or cave to this cheap shaming tactic. But the problem is when you have peer pressure, so you have more dumb people around you, they're going to fall for it, and they're going to look at you like, Emil, are you going to do it? We're all doing it. And then you look like, so you reason like, if I do it, that's stupid. If I cave in, I'm stupid. But what will be the repercussions? I will be kicked out of the club, right? So you're going to be in the club of the thieves and idiots, or you're going to be by yourself. Courage is always alone, and cowardice is always in company, in numbers. Maybe I'm quoting someone, but anyway, guys who might know, who might said something like this, I'm pretty sure other people said it, but anyway. So this is the article I would like to discuss today, and it is Zelensky and Great Britain. In this case, Boris Johnson, Great Britain's Prime Minister. Now, he is the representative of you guys. I admire countries and nations who have values, stick to their values, have tenacity, self-respect, and ego. And that gets you a long way. And order, discipline, civilization, culture. That's how Great Britain, or let's put it differently. Yeah, Great Britain. I don't want to put just England into that. Uh, Used to, as far as I read about, and the people I met of certain ages showed me. Nowadays, I don't know what's going on there. Um, I think it's a decadency, and like in any Western society, which became weaker and weaker. And that's the end of that. In this case, we have this Zelensky, who's living in Ukraine. He is the president of that country, a country that probably my English fellow friends or British fellow friends didn't have anything to do prior to a few years ago, and now they hear Zelensky and they hear Ukraine, like Ukraine is the queen or something like that, like and it's so important all of a sudden in your guys' lives, but it's not in your lives. It's actually in your elected officials' lives, because they care for Ukraine probably more than you do, and I'll tell you why. Because the decisions they make in your name is going to affect you more than it's going to affect them. So this is what's happening here. We know that for the past 2 months, we see Zelensky coming in front of every TV camera but the Russian, and saying and blaming everybody and shaming everybody and helping, and if you don't help me, you're a criminal. If you don't help me, blood money. If you don't sanction them, the sponsors, crimes, Putin, Satan, and so on. So this article is from the Telegraph from April 24th, 2022, and this is its title. Ukraine, which is Zelensky in his name, urges Johnson to ensure not a drop of Russian oil reaches the UK. So this is me, which is Zelensky, and this is you, the British citizen, who don't give a about really Ukraine, I guess, because I mean, otherwise you would just get a weapon and get over there and fight for it, right? For the good. So I'm telling you that, hey, I want to make sure that there's not a drop of Russian oil coming in your country. Because if it is, you are supporting Putin's crimes, and this is blood money, and you are a bad, bad, bad British human being. All right? And you're going to say, okay, because that's the way I did when the Germans in the the 30s and 40s talked to me, right? Well, ignoring Chamberlain, but never, you know what I mean. Your prime minister of those times until the big cigar little guy with a lot of, no, maybe if you read his memoirs, Churchill's memoirs, you find a different facet of this great leader, which he was a great leader. But we are complex human beings, so we are not only this, we are this too, and that too, and this too. So if we talk about a person, we can't ignore 80% of that person's character or lack of, and just focus on the 20%. We can, but that means we are intellectually dishonest. So say what's going on. The Ukraine's government, that you never heard of before this thing, urge the UK, you guys, to ensure not a single drop of Russian oil enters the country, your country, as it pushed for a total and immediate boycott of Russian fossil fuels. So you got to put a total and immediate, pronto, right now, of Russian fossil fuels. And you're going to say, yes, we're going to do that. No, I don't think we're going to do that. So it says here that we got Oleg Ustenko, economic advisor to President Volodymyr Zelensky. Oleg Ustenko, that you guys are very familiar with. You went to college with this guy, and you always knew this guy as being a fantastic individual, right? I never heard of this guy, neither did you, I'm pretty sure. Said that it was, and I'm quoting what this gentleman said. What was his name? I don't know, unimportant. No time for half measures, Britain. I'm adding Britain. It comes amid concerns Britain may adopt a definition of Russian oil that allows some Kremlin supporters supplies into your country. So that means don't play with semantics here, Brits, because you know, we're smart and we're gonna do something to you if you what exactly, I don't know. We're gonna call you bad names. That's all we can do, and shame you. If you just twist the definition of oil and you still get oil from Russia. This is what Ukraine tells Great Britain. That's how low you got, right? Or high you got. The UK government is banning Russian oil imports. Good for you guys, to try to limit inadvertently aiding Putin's war effort, giving UK buyers until the end of the year to adapt before the policy comes into force. So you guys, you gotta adapt. I don't know how, but you gotta adapt. You're gonna buy it from where? From North Pole? All right. So it's here that, however, Whitehall. I don't know who this guy is. Whitehall. You guys should be familiar with that. Person says it is still working with industry to, and I'm quoting, develop a clear definition of what constitutes Russian oil, raising concerns that products containing some molecules from the country's produce might still be allowed through. So you guys, English, British people, you have to be whistling out to, maybe that's not a definition, instead of saying, what the, you're talking about, Zelensky. You don't tell us what to do. You gotta twist and turn, maybe let's change the definition. It's very un-British. You know what I mean? Hey, let's change the definition. Maybe we can somehow, like Romanians, cut the line, do something underneath, under the table, because we're afraid. Are you afraid? What's wrong with you? God damn it. I'm not saying to support those guys, the Russians, but I'm analyzing it from this ridiculous position your nation seems to be pushed into. By whom? By whom? A person you haven't heard about. Anyway, it says diesel and other refined oil products can contain a mix of supplies from several countries under long-standing industry practice or because they have been stored in mixed tanks. So see, there is also concern that oil from Russia is increasingly being mixed with supplies from other countries to obscure its origin, as traders try to keep energy supplies flowing while avoiding criticism to aiding the Kremlin. So they have to lie and twist and turn definition definitions and semantics just to make it, to appease these guys who are they nevertheless. So anyway, that's what's going on. And it says here that for us, every drop of Russian oil is blood oil. For the UK to really stand alongside Ukrainians, we need to see a total and immediate boycott of Russian fossil fuels. So this is what they tell you guys, the British people. For us, which is the Ukrainians, every drop of Russian oil is blood oil. So that should be for you too. For the UK to really stand alongside Ukrainians, I mean, to really for us to say, yes, you're good people, you need to, we need to assess to see a total and immediate boycott of Russian fossil fuels. So you do it right now, Michael, John, and Tom. Russia will always seek to find loopholes in whatever sanctions and policies the UK puts in place. That definitely. This is no time for half measures. You understand, English people, British people? No time for half measures. How do you allow these people to talk to you like this? Because they are talking to your leaders, and those leaders represent you. The only way to avoid customers in Brighton, I'm not going to go over that. It says Shell, the company, one of the world's largest oil and gas companies, has pledged, I pledge to withdraw from Russian oil products, but defines refined versions such as diesel as not being of Russian oil if less than 50 pc of the blend is from that country. So they can, yeah, we will do that, but we know it's some little loopholes here. It says here that the UK typically gets about 8 pc of its oil from Moscow, almost all in a form of refined products, diesel and jet fuel. Disruption to diesel markets amid the war has forced up UK diesel prices to an average 176.11p as of Sunday. So yeah, you pay more. It's okay. Yeah. It's all right. So the UK gets less than 4 pc of its gas directly from Russia, but it's connected to EU markets, which are heavily reliant. Gas was flowing normally to Europe via Ukraine as of Sunday, Gazprom said. Yeah, so the gas is still flowing, but, and then it says here one of British weasels. This in your name, British people, this is what this guy says. A government spokesman said, "We remain absolutely committed to phasing out imports of Russian oil by the end of the year. I promise to you, Zelensky." Who are you again? Okay. And then we continue to work with industry to develop a clear definition of what constitutes Russian oil, one that will continue to provide an economic blow to the Putin regime. Okay, that's good. This will ensure industry have a clear understanding of what they can and cannot import. For you, everything, my love. All right. So I am astounded and astonished and surprised and whatever synonyms I can find to express my surprise, negative surprise, that my British fellow friends are affected by that war over there between those two countries. and they will support the consequences uh, from the decisions made by their, I was about to say, spineless leaders. Maybe you guys agree with that, and that's your choice. If you want to, if you have a big, strong conviction for that and against that, that's fine. Then you do what you did with, V1, V2s in the Second World War, and you dig your heels in the ground, and uh, you know, under attack, you will fight back if you're still like that. But I think that this is not your war, but that's, who am I to say? Because I'm not in the middle of it. I am with my people here who make decisions in my name, and they say all kind of uh, things, and they send a lot of money and support and so on. Things that I might not, I might not agree with the extent, or maybe with, I don't know, a certain percentage I agree with, and not all the way. I don't want my kids to be starving to help Zelensky. That's for sure. I don't want my kids to live a shitty life because of Zelensky, of Ukrainian people. That's not how world is. And I intend not to sacrifice my life and my children for Zelensky. All right, let's put it this way. If you guys, let's say British people want to do that, or the Germans, or the French, good. That's up to you. Good. And I'm glad that your leaders are speaking in your name, and you agree with that, and you back them, into acting. So thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. See you in a moment.